Welcome to the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, and joining me this week is Jedi Jason Kruger. He is back. Not able to join us very often because he's got kids.
That's right.
He got kids, and he busy.
They keep me very busy.
Very busy. But when he's able to join us, we are. He's here, and going to give his insight to the week in wrestling, and pretty much this was originally, until about 15 minutes ago, going to be just simply an Extreme Rules prediction show. Mm-hmm. But we have some late breaking news from Ring of Honor. The Madison Square Garden show is on, and it will take place the night before WrestleMania. And that is some really big fucking news because... Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even have time for my normal introductions, you know. We are the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. Despite our love of professional wrestling, we try not to use insider terms because at the end of the day, despite our love of wrestling, we are just two marks. But this is big. We just found this out right before we started filming this show.
I literally made you check the date to make sure it wasn't.
Right. It wasn't pretty. Well, I mean, originally, Vince was allegedly bullying them out of it, and there's some details that we're not aware of at this time, but holy cow, it's going to be
the what or the how, but we know the when.
Yeah, it is April 6th, the night before WrestleMania. The G1, the G1 Supercard?
That's what it said.
The G1 Supercard, it is a co-promoted event between Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Wasn't it billed as Ring of Honor versus...
Yeah, or versus. Yeah, it's going to be like a... So...
I'm assuming.
Woo! That is... There's a number of feelings that I have here. First of all, I'm excited because that's so cool for Ring of Honor to do something like that. And New Japan.
Yeah.
If you would have told me 10 years ago when the both of us started following Ring of Honor that give them 10 years and they'll be running MSG, we would have thought like, and Bryan Danielson and Tyler Black will be WWE champion.
A group of indie wrestlers will team up together and sell out a 10,000-seat arena.
Yeah. Especially Cody Rhodes, who was not on anybody's A-list 10 years ago. Let's just be honest. I love Cody Rhodes, but he was not really. We weren't really feeling him.
Wasn't he with Randy Orton in the Legacy at that point?
10 years ago. Well, 10 years ago, he was either with the Legacy, but they weren't with Orton.
Okay, right.
Because I remember it was when we went to that like pay-per-view viewing at that bar. Where Samoa Joe was there, and that's when he turned on Hardcore Holly to form the tag team with Ted DiBiase Jr.
Okay, I got you.
Now I don't know if that was.
I think it was before, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if that would. If we are hitting the 10-year mark on that or not, it's just something
somewhere around there. Either way,
it's close.
He was nowhere near.
We called him a creator wrestler because the way he was just like that of like, hey, you created your wrestler, and now you're seeing generic things on the on the Road to WrestleMania mode or on the story mode on whatever the WWE game was at that time. But this is huge. The downside, it is going head to head with NXT, and with all due respect in the world to the last two Supercard of Honors, this isn't a knock on Ring of Honor. This isn't a knock on New Japan. This isn't a knock on the talent that were involved in said shows.
Oh, definitely not.
The last 2 years, the NXT takeover before WrestleMania has been here, and Ring of Honor has been here. It's not been like they're miles ahead, but they're not like a lot of It's not like not a complete. Use a football analogy. There are a couple touchdowns, but it ain't like an embarrassing blowout.
Right.
But I feel like, and I know they won't do this, it would be in it'd be in Ring of Honor and New Japan's best interest to maybe have this as a matinee show. That way to kind of you gotta, as big of a deal as this is, you gotta understand if you're Ring of Honor and New Japan, you're still not what everybody's there to see. Yeah. Everybody came into town for the WWE, and they're gonna want to go do WWE things. So you're not admitting defeat by having the show in the afternoon, to where we can have this show now, and then our fans, if they still wish to go to the WWE event, the NXT show, they can do it.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, they might be thinking, hey, our fans might want to come out in droves to support us at Madison Square Garden, so who knows?
It's very 50-50 on
that. But, and again, this isn't a slide on Ring of Honor. Even with, I mean, the MSG thing would make it more tempting if I were to go. I know Nick, who has been on the show before, he's always gone to NXT, and he's always been right. Is he going to be right this year? I don't know. Triple H and NXT brings it. So you can't say that they're not liking, I mean, I know there's a lot of, and I New Japan's probably my favorite promotion right now, but there's a lot of people, that would say like, hey, New Japan, there's anything WWE, even NXT, but you always pick New Japan, but no, you don't, especially this year.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's big news. I'm happy for Ring of Honor. I'm happy for New Japan. I hope that this pays off for them. I hope that this ends up being something that launches both companies into the stratosphere and doesn't just put a target on their back to where now they've pissed off the giant.
Right.
I hope that's not the case, but
it depends. I mean, technically their parent company's bigger, so it depends on how serious they are about all this.
But
also the good news for those of us who aren't going to any of this live, the network exists, so we can watch all of it.
That's true.
Energy shots, coffee, something.
Right.
It's gonna be a long weekend.
It'll be a long weekend.
Probably not for me. I'll probably end up watching it over the course of a month.
But that is some unexpected late breaking news. It's time for our Extreme Rules prediction. All right, time for our Extreme Rules predictions. But just so you know, I know some of our YouTube colleagues, and by colleagues I mean like people that are extremely better than us in every conceivable way, and galaxies ahead of us in terms of quality and subscribers, but still they have punishments and stuff like that. Well, we don't do that, so if that's what you're wanting out of this, I'm sorry, but we will give you our opinions and our thoughts, and we're gonna start the pre-show. Jedi Jason, are you ready?
I am ready. So there's a pre-show match now. It's the New Day versus Sanity in a tables match.
I want to say Sanity's going to win, but they've dropped the ball on Sanity so badly. And there was a few weeks ago, me and JC had I went on, like, finally hit my, like, cliche tirade, like all the internet fans are like, everybody's getting ruined in the comment. I don't want to think that way, but, like, when you look at Sanity, when you look at the Revival, when you look at Asuka, when you look at all these different people that have had the ball dropped, and Sanity losing cleanly twice on free TV. I'd like to think they're going to get it back with this at the pay-per-view.
They do like their 50-50 these days.
Yeah. I would like to think that.
Mm-hmm.
I would also like to think that the Notre Dame Fighting Irish are going to win the national championship this year, and that's not going to happen. I'd like to think that the Denver Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl, and that's not going to happen. I'd like to think that the St. Louis Blues are going to win the Stanley Cup, and that's not going to happen. So, in keeping with reality, despite what you would like to see, New Day rocks. That's my prediction.
I'm going the other way. It's a tables match. It's not even like a pinfall victory kind of thing or submission. I mean, there's so many outs on that where it's just like, yay, you won a pre-show tables match, cough, clap. I'm going to go with sanity on that. I really hope, so I'm just going to go with it.
All right, next match.
All right. Finn Balor versus Constable Baron Corbin.
Is that on the pre-show or is that actually going to be on the show?
Well, it's listed on the show right now.
All right,
but there's like 10 matches on this card, so...
I'm going to go in a... They can't go full stupid. I mean, they can, but I like to think, again, and maybe that little bit of optimism, they're not going to go full stupid. I'm going to go Finn Balor. Baron Corbin ain't doing anything right now.
He doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to right now. I think Finn Balor needs to win. I'm gonna go.
I agree.
I'm gonna go Finn.
I agree.
I could see Constable Corbin winning and they continue in the feud up until SummerSlam, but I'm gonna go Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Waste again. You talk about waste.
Yeah.
Finn Balor.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with as well on that one. In his position right now, I don't feel like Corbin necessarily needs wins in the ring. I don't know.
Corbin needs to be kept out of the ring.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Corbin. No, just you don't do anything for me. I'm sorry, man.
I kind of agree with you. All right. Woken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt versus the B Team for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
My head says the Deleters of Worlds.
I would tend to agree on that.
But my heart is going out to the B Team. The B Team gets it done. The B Team finally conquers the tag division and wins the Raw Tag Team titles. Gonna go with the heart instead of the head. B Team is my pick on this one.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I hope you're right, but I'm gonna go with Hardy and Wyatt on that one. So.
Well, I mean, you know.
All right, and we got SmackDown Women's Championship. Carmella versus Asuka with James Ellsworth suspended above the ring in a shark cage.
Ooh. Again, this kind of goes back to are they going to be stupid with how they write this or not? I would like to think that maybe they're tired of Asuka losing a bunch. And after her not completely giving Ellsworth his his just desserts on SmackDown, I'd like to think Asuka has something coming to her. But on the flip side of all of that, I feel like if they're going to switch a title of that magnitude, they're not going to do it on Extreme Rules. They'll do it on SummerSlam.
I would agree.
So we're kind of caught between the proverbial rock and a hard place on this one. I'm going to go in it, and it kills me because having Asuka lose to Charlotte was one thing. Having her continue to lose another, and that's the dead horse that I'm beating from several weeks, no matter who's sitting in that chair next to me. But I'm going to have to go with Carmella on this one.
Well, I agree that Carmella is going to retain. As far as, I don't necessarily think that she's just going to pin Asuka. I know Ellsworth's going to come into play. I know they used that spray the other day. Yeah. And I'm positive they're going to revisit that. I'm also positive she's going to be ready for it. So either Ellsworth's getting sprayed in the face and then Asuka's distracted and gets pinned, or Asuka gets herself disqualified with the spray or something like that.
Right.
Or even she takes out Ellsworth, but Carmella uses the spray in front of the referee, gets disqualified, but retains the title on disqualification. I think they're going to do something. I'm hoping and thinking with all the outs they got there, they're going to do something to save her some face, but I don't think she's walking away with the title. I don't think Asuka's going to get it on this show. They're going to do something to extend it to SummerSlam.
Yeah,
and possibly shoehorn in Becky Lynch.
Yeah, because I was getting ready to say, I don't think I think Becky Lynch is the next thing for Carmella, so...
I think they're going to do all three. I think they're going to continue it that way. And with Ellsworth there, you got more possibilities, I think. Otherwise, I don't know why they brought him in for one thing. But then again, that's kind of been the whole story of his career so far. So
go visit the archives to find out my opinions on James Ellsworth now. And
I will say one last thing. I really hope he doesn't basically strip naked and oil himself up and slip out of the cage like Enzo did. don't remember this. And so essentially...
I do!
You're welcome.
I wonder if this... Yeah, I'm gonna gouge my eyes out now! Get that image out of my head!
No, it's already in your brain.
Yeah, it is.
Your eyes won't do no good now.
Well, but you know what? At least his penis was consensual.
Oh.
His consensual penis.
I have no further comments, Your Honor.
Consensual penis.
All right, reel one. Raw Women's Champion.
That was so bad a few weeks ago. It had its own segment.
I saw.
Where again, I was gonna use one insider term. I was shoot fucking drinking for that segment to talk about that son of a bitch.
I do not blame you. All right, Raw Women's Championship. Excuse me, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax in an Extreme Rules match at Extreme Rules.
Finally, one of them.
I know. Shocking.
It's like WWE ECW all over again.
Yes.
You know, it's ECW DQs out the ass.
Indeed. And the zombie.
You want to know? Like, it's funny. We got this. My first ever live wrestling show in my life. Despite however many years of me being a fan, my first ever time I got to see wrestling in person was a WWECW house show in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. And you can see the tail end of it. Actually, you know what? I'll actually tilt the camera up slightly. Yeah. That sign, it was on my 17th birthday, and I wrote, "My extreme 17th birthday." You can't see it because it sucks, but that is the Big Show, who was ECW Champion's autograph. We can talk about how good or bad Big Show as ECW Champion was. But that was for my first wrestling show. It was my first wrestling show and my first wrestler autograph, the Big Show at a WWE ECW show. So, in retrospect, no, it wasn't really cool, but the early days of it has a soft spot for me because it's the first time I got to see wrestling live. So, that was our tangent. I'm sorry.
One of the things on that card you told me about was CM Punk versus Kevin Thorne.
And CM Punk did what nobody ever thought to do, but should have when wrestling Kevin Thorne. Do this!
Throw up a crucifix.
And then he, the Missouri State, this is no bullshit, the Missouri State Athletic Commission was there, and, he went up, to the person representing, he's like, it's part of the show, and, okay, he didn't, either he didn't understand, or he was going to, put a stop to it because it was too controversial, or something.
Wow.
But...
Crucifix and vampire?
Yeah.
That screams controversy.
What if you would have done a crucifix pin? Anyhoozle, JC, shout out to you, there's a pun for you.
All right, so Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax.
I'm going Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
I feel like they're going to build to an eventual Alexa Bliss-Ronda Rousey match.
Yeah. I don't know if they're just going to waste time with a stare down the whole match when she wins, or if Ronda's going to try to get involved.
Is Ronda going to point at something? Like she did.
She'll just point at Alexa. Just glare at her and point. They'll put a SummerSlam sign up.
Put a SummerSlam sign so she can point at the sign again. I'm going Alexa Bliss in this one because I feel like there's more money in there's more money in Mella, first of all. But
that's right.
I feel like it's a better Alexa is a better foil for
of course,
for Ronda than what Nia is. And I love Nia Jax. I think she's great. I think she's great for the division. I was very happy to see her win at WrestleMania. But Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey, as good of a villain as Alexa is, you want to see her get hers from somebody like Rousey. Except for there's still people out there that don't care for Rousey for a number of reasons. But for me personally, I want to see Alexa get what she has coming to her from Rousey. So I'm going Alexa Bliss to lose to Rousey, if not at SummerSlam, at Survivor Series.
Makes sense. But anyway, she'll retain Alexa. United States Championship match, Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke's got to win.
If he doesn't,
he's
I
got
give
to.
up.
I love Jeff Hardy. And his match with Daniel Bryan a while back, their first encounter, shows that that was a testament to the greatness of Jeff Hardy. With people, there's negative stereotypes going around Jeff because of his issues and his demons from what happened in TNA. But that match in itself was the recent incarnation in the WWE Jeff Hardy match of this is how great that this person is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Jeff will still be all right without that title.
Goodness, yeah.
Shinsuke has to have it.
Jeff already has an established legacy. As far as the main roster is concerned, WWE, Shinsuke, he needs it.
Oh, yeah, does he need it? After all the losses to AJ, and I'm not even going to complain about him not being WWE champion now. You know, maybe it would have been too soon. Even with his bad guy character, as great as it is, it's still a little too soon. But this could be something that could elevate Shinsuke to possibly by SummerSlam next year. Mm-hmm. He's ready for that big title win.
Yeah, I would agree.
So I'm gonna go with Shinsuke just because, damn it, it's now or never. There's something's gonna happen to Shin, and that's not good.
Yeah.
Or it's not gonna be time, and he's doing so good. He's doing so good.
Please. Plus, the man got bit by a dog. Come on. All right. Intercontinental Championship 30-minute WWE Iron Man match.
That's right.
Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins.
First of all, I try not to use... I shouldn't say that because I use a shit ton of bad language on here. I try to use a lot of sexual language on here, but I feel like watching this, I might reach the point of orgasm. Because it's going to be good. This might be...
It's a good thing we don't film react.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good thing, yeah.
You don't want that. Don't ask for that.
There's going to be one weirdo that asks for it. You know that. But, yeah, it's just... I'm going to go... This, there's going to be a lot of New Japan fans that are going to, tell me that I'm the stupidest person in the history of the world for saying this. Okay. This is something that you could put up there with Okada and Omega from Dominion. This is going to be, even though they went much longer, I'm not going to say it's going to be better, but I'm going to say,
it'll be match of the night unless it'll be match of the night. You could put it up there and say, hey, it's a solid number 2. Hey, it's not far behind that match. Like I said, there's going to be a contingent of New Japan fans nothing is better than New Japan ever. Nothing is better than Kazuchika Okada ever. Well, it didn't happen in the Tokyo Dome.
It didn't have 8 stars. But I feel like that's a match. If you can put one WWE match, one main roster WWE match up against everything from New Japan and NXT, this will be that match.
So he's predicting match of the year contender.
But
he hasn't told us who he's predicting will win.
Dolph Ziggler with some help from with
McIntyre.
From Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I would agree. The fact that he's going to be ringside now because they had a match on Monday to determine whether he could be or not.
This is complete fantasy writing, wrestling fanfic that will never happen, so I shouldn't think about it because I shouldn't set myself up for that.
Hey, the Great Khali came back last year and helped Jinder Mahal. Anything is possible.
I really feel, and I've said this before on the show, a Universal Champion Drew McIntyre with a Intercontinental Champion Ziggler, with the tag belts, kind of similar to Austin and Triple H from 2001. Right. Especially with kind of how their characters have been, wanting to put them, you've all become complacent and everything. That would be so good.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Drew McIntyre, since the WWE release is the best thing that ever happened to Drew McIntyre. He went and reinvented himself in Impact, on the Independents, reinvented himself in NXT.
And then Cody Bowes.
Drew McIntyre's great. I used to just kind of think, he's okay, whatever. Drew McIntyre now, I buy as champion, and I like him, and I would totally be on board with that. It's never going to happen, so I need to keep, but
never is a strong word, but I see what you're saying.
I think their act is that good. to warrant thinking of something like that.
Hey,
so, but official prediction: Dolph Ziggler with help from McIntyre.
Yeah, I'm going with that as well. I just can't see him losing it back to Rollins yet. And I mean McIntyre, it's a really good, that's a pretty big force to contend with. So last minute screw over. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No.
Bludgeon Brothers. I'm a Team Hell No Daniel Bryan fan through and through, but Bludgeon Brothers are trying to be these monsters on SmackDown. I feel like Daniel Bryan has bigger fish to fry on SmackDown. It'll be a nice little nostalgia thing to see Team Hell No together, and then possibly something to use down the line that hey, they don't hate each other anymore. Even though that was a hilarious segment they've done the last few weeks. Get that together, but still, Bludgeon Brothers.
I agree with you, but I'm going to go a step further and say that I think they're going to have the match cost for them because Miz is going to interfere against Bryan, setting that up for SummerSlam, because I don't believe WWE has the patience to wait until Survivor Series at WrestleMania for that.
I think you're right.
Neither does Daniel Bryan, according to an interview he did.
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm going with, because that way everybody comes out of it looking...
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So... Anyway, Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens in a steel cage match.
Strowman. I like Strowman, and Kevin Owens is a bully that deserves what he's got coming to him, but I felt sorry for him the last few weeks.
Everybody's been saying this at this point.
I mean, we did a whole topic on it last week, me and JC, but, like I said, the fact that, you can't not make Strowman win is what made me not like, because it's not like Owens is going to get anything back on this. Either Owens gets something back and it makes Strowman look bad, or Strowman just looks like a bully at night. Like, the thing that I'm complaining about with Roman Reigns is, he doesn't look like a strong hero. This isn't heroic, because he never went, because, again, gonna beat that dead horse some more. Owens never went after Braun. Like, Braun just kind of went, you're a bully and I'm going to give you your just desserts, but he never did anything directly to Braun. I used the comparison last week, when...
He never brought out his sisters.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When
too soon.
Yes. When, Stone Cold Steve Austin, ran over The Rock's car in a monster truck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The week before, The Rock, threw Stone Cold Steve Austin off a bridge and allegedly threw his own property, the Smoking Skull Belt, in the bridge too, and was having a mock funeral bashing Stone Cold. The Rock deserved to get something coming to him because he directly said, fuck you to Stone Cold Steve Austin and did something awful to him. Owens hasn't directly done something awful to Braun Strowman to warrant having his car destroyed and then being thrown off of the stage in a porta potty. He hasn't done anything directly to Strowman. Overall, has he been a dick to maybe deserve things like that to happen to him? Yes. But never directly to Braun Strowman. So I feel like it's a no-win, character-wise, it's a no-win situation. But Strowman's got money in the bank. You gotta let him win.
I'm actually going the other direction on that. Because he has money in the bank. He doesn't have to win. Obviously, it's not going to be, decisive. It's going to be, in my opinion, because similar to what they did with Big Show, he's going to throw him through the cage. And no one's going to roll out and win. And Braun's going to be like, dang it, and then beat him up some more. Throw him through something big to make the crowd go, yay! And then say Braun and leave. I'm actually thinking I don't know what Lesnar's situation is, but it would shock me if he's not at SummerSlam, but I don't know.
Right. But he's going back to UFC, so.
I know, but I feel like they might... I'm foreseeing Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns, and Strowman involved in the main event for SummerSlam.
Well,
especially
we will
with
see.
The Money in the Bank and stuff. But anyway.
We will see.
That's jumping ahead a little, I guess. But, yeah.
Well, but speaking of Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns.
I think Owens is actually going to... Yep, speaking of Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley, they are fighting each other.
For the number one contendership? Or is it just a grudge match?
It's just a bragging rights match, officially. They've never said... Yeah, because Lesnar, the confusing Lesnar situation. So, but I feel like it might as well be a number one contender match, kind of. But And
well, I'm going to let you start this one.
I'm actually going to go with Lashley on this one. I mean, I know Roman does nothing but win, pretty much, but...
LOL, Roman wins.
Right, exactly. Yep.
I'm going to go with Roman Reigns just because... Give me a reason to not think... Again, going to go back to my, college football analogy. Give me a reason to not think Alabama's going to win the national championship. Give me a reason to not think that the Patriots are going to be in the Super Bowl. Not win, be in the Super Bowl. Give me a reason to not think that way. You can't really come up with a good one to not think that way. Roman Reigns beats Bobby Lashley because he's, to quote another YouTube colleague, the big dog!
That's right. But I have too much faith in their long-term strategy, but I can't see them not having him positioned in the main event for SummerSlam. He has nothing else going on, so I feel like somehow Roman will do that Roman thing where he has to be in the main event anyway, even though he lost, whereas Lashley has a legitimate claim because he beat Roman.
Part of the reason why Roman Reigns is not a likable character, but...
Yeah. So we'll see. And then we got...
I also want to point out that I think that the Roman Reigns-Bobby Lashley is going to go on last.
Yes.
Because he's the big dog!
Exactly.
I've always wanted to do that, so I'm not going to... Even though I'm completely ripping off another wrestling YouTube channel.
I'm sure his feelings will be so hurt.
Yeah.
WWE Championship, AJ, because there is a WWE Championship at least. There is one world title that exists. So rejoice. WWE Champion AJ Styles, cover boy for the new video game.
And first of all, Cyborg, good for him. Again, going back to that 10, 11 years ago... Mm-hmm. Never would have thought that AJ'd be on that level in a company like the WWE. So the fact that they're at least featuring him to that extent...
He literally said about 6 months ago that would probably be his next goal to be on the cover. Now it's on the cover.
The only thing AJ's got left to do before you can truly say he's done it all is win the main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Or not, I shouldn't say be in it. He doesn't need to win it, But be in the main event at WrestleMania is something like that's like the last thing, and then AJ Styles can truly say he's done everything that you need to do in this business, and that is so fucking awesome.
I know, right?
That is happening to a guy like AJ.
10 years ago, we'd have laughed so hard.
Yeah, especially the thought of he's in WWE. Of course he is. He's going to be probably losing John Cena. And then he beats John Cena. Yeah, well, one time, but he beat John Cena 2 times. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to go AJ. As much as I'd love for it to be Rusev Day, it's just...
Yeah.
There needs to...
Sorry, Rusev.
It's one of those...
Not right now.
It's another one of those rock and hard place things where this is something that should have been done with Rusev a long time ago. That being said, for as long as AJ's held the belt, and after making it through, he didn't win, but after beating or being in the ring with Lesnar at the Survivor Series last year, and making it through the Royal Rumble, making it through WrestleMania. Hopefully,
we're getting low batteries.
We're getting low batteries, so but going back and saying, making it through the Lesnar match, making it through Royal Rumble, making it through WrestleMania, all those things. Don't have him lose at the B pay-per-view. Right. If you want to have...
Not after that big series with Nakamura and everything.
Yeah, if you're going to have him lose... Because of if you would have lost a couple months ago to Nakamura in one of the stipulation matches, okay. But now you need to save it for a big pay-per-view. You need to save it for SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. Yep. Save it for Survivor Series.
I agree. There hasn't been enough build-up for Rusev.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks time. 2 weeks
if Rusev, again, don't do fanfic on this because you're just setting yourself up for disappointment. Mm-hmm. If Rusev were to win the Royal Rumble and come back after AJ at WrestleMania, hey, then it should be Rusev Day. But just not now. Just not now. If they would have started building more up to this, I'd maybe be more accepting to it because I want Rusev to have that. I feel like this might end up...
Jinder Mahal can get it.
Yeah. I feel like, though, this might be, with the exception of the Cena match at WrestleMania, this might be Rusev's best in-the-ring match.
Well, I would think so. I mean, considering...
Yeah. But I am going to go...
But we'll see.
I am going to go with AJ
Styles.
AJ. So it's... We differed on a couple things, but...
I mean, as a general rule, the writing's kind of on the wall on a lot of it, I think, Of course, we say that, and then they'll do something completely different, wacky, but...
Braun Strowman cashes in on AJ. Holy crap!
It just seems like especially the Owens. I feel like everybody say it's gonna be Braun. It's like, well, why? I mean, it doesn't. Right. Give Owens a win.
That is it for our predictions this week. Sure to like the Facebook page at facebook.com/athleticgeek89 for more content, not just from pro wrestling, but from comics, anime, and all different parts of geek culture. And if you like this video, please share it, give it a like, and subscribe, again, for more than just wrestling, but comic books and anime content as well.
Good stuff.
He's not on social media because he has kids and he doesn't have time. But, again, facebook.com/athleticgeek89. That's Jedi Jason Kruger. I am the Athletic Geek. We are just two marks. We are out. Later.